Welcome back to another SummonCore developer update. I'm Sekunri and I've got quite a few changes to show you today. So the first major change is that we no longer use the same note tag system we did in the previous video. Instead, now we have opening and closing tags like so for both the actor note tags and the skill note tags that we'll be using. Now actor properties are as follows. You can see them on screen here with level mode, summoner, heal mode, heal rate, limit mode, and so on. Now I'm about to go over each one individually. So first off, we're going to skip to summoner property, and what this is you're setting which actor is the summoner that the summoned actor answers to. Any payment of mana or HP will be taken from the summoner set in this tag. There can only be one summoner, so you cannot have two actors set to multiple summon, like to Herald and to Therese. You can only have the summon set to one individual at this time. And it also pertains to a few of the other functions in this plugin, so this is an absolutely necessary property to have in your summon note tags. Now next we have level mode and then the value. So the value technically can be three things. It can be none, which would mean that the summon levels up according to its own experience, just like every other actor. It can be set to high, which means when it enters battle, it will check what the level of the highest actor currently in battle is, and it will take their level as its own. If it's summoned in another battle and the highest level is lower, it will lose any skills as it levels down. And then we have summoner. As I mentioned before, the previous property was the summoner tag that this answers to. Whatever the summoner's level is the level of the summoned actor. Now we have heal mode. Healing will happen after battle. So after a battle, all actors that can be summoned are going to heal either by no amount if you don't set this property, by a flat amount that you'll set in the next property, by an amount times the level of the actor, or by a percentage amount based on the next value. And that value is set here in the heal rate. Now the heal rate has three settings. Obviously you have the heal rate, HP rate, MP rate, and TP rate, as you can see here. If you're only setting an HP rate, you don't need to place an MP or TP rate, and likewise if you're only setting an HP and MP rate, you do not have to set a TP rate, so you don't have to actually have a number there. But if you do set a TP rate and only a TP rate, you have to set the other two, at least to 0. And then we have the limit mode here, which again, there is the none option, which is just not setting the property at all, and then once summoned, the summon will stay indefinitely. Or if you have the plugin option for them to be dismissed if their HP reaches 0, they will be dismissed when that happens. There is the turns, which is as it sounds. The actor will stay active for X turns after the summoning. Upkeep, which is just a cost that the summoner is paying, and percent, which is a percentage upkeep that the summoner is paying. And like I mentioned just before, turns fairly simple. After you set limit mode turns, you would set a property tag turns and then the amount of turns that you want the summon to be active. Then we have the cost property, which works for both upkeep and percentage. And just like the heal rate, you don't need to set MP or TP if you're only using HP, or TP if you're only using HP and MP. And this, you don't have to put decimal places or anything for this. If it's percentage, it is automatically calculated into a percentage from the number that you place here. Then we have the animations properties. We do have 3 separate properties for this. The animations property by itself takes 2 numbers. These will be the summon animation and then dismiss animation. And then you could also just use the summon anim property or the dismiss anim property to set them individually, or if you don't want to set the other one. And this does not apply to replace summons, which we'll go over in a little bit. or multi-summons, which again we'll go over in a little bit. But here's an example of what these node tags would look like. So right here we have the closing and opening tags, then we have the summoner, the level mode is attached to the summoner, the heal mode is going to be set to level with 15 HP, 10 MP, and 0 TP. So the level of the actor times 15 is how much they heal after battle, and the MP is the same thing. Limit mode turns. After the third turn, the actor is going to be dismissed, and then the two animations, which are set to animation 97 and animation 40 by default. Now let's see the skill properties right here. There's a lot less than the actor properties at this time. We only have mode, summon, and name. So for mode, you're going to have either single, multi, or replace modes. You don't actually have to state single mode if you're using it. I just added that for the sake of simplicity. You only really need to worry about multi and replace mode, and mode must always be set before the next tag, which is going to be the summon actors. So it's going to be summon and actor ID, and this is what actor is being summoned. Now if you're using multi-mode, as its name suggests, you can summon more than one actor, so in this case you can put up to 4 IDs, but this will only work if the mode for the skill is multi. If it's replace or single, then you can only set one summon. And for the replace mode, when you set that one summon, that summon's going to replace the entire party until its HP reaches 0, and then the party will be resummoned. And then lastly is the name tag. So what this is we're assigning the skill's dismiss mode name. After a skill has been used to summon an actor, it will enter dismiss mode, and it will take on this name. So in my case, I would use a name like dismiss and the actor's name or the creature's name that I'm summoning. So if it's summon dragon, it's going to be dismiss dragon. And this is an example of how those node tags work. Nice and simple. Notice that name can go anywhere in that order, but mode must always come before the summon property if it's either multi or replace modes. And well, let's actually show you this in action, shall we? So right here, we're just going to go ahead and start up our game. And for those that haven't seen it before, we do have a separate menu specifically for our summons. I am using Akashics sprites, and they will be in the video description below. Let's go straight into this battle. Only Therese can summon. So first I'm going to show you multi-summoning. You'll notice that the battle log is going to show that she has summoned this time around for each summon. And then she's paying her costs, and the golem has 2 turns. And I'm actually going to let the golem's timer run out so that you can see how it actually functions. As you can see, Therese was no longer able to pay the TP cost for the bat, and the timer for the golem ran out. Now we're going to leave this, and we're going to do the replace summon, which is going to be the dragon. And you notice there was a small graphical glitch there. I'm still working on fixing that, and that will be patched out before the final product comes out. But as you can see, the dragon is now out. He's the only one available at this time. But here's a skill that I gave him to kill himself so that you can see once he dies, the party comes back out, same as they were before the summon happened. And that's all I really have to show you in terms of the actual summoning. Now, there were a few battle logs mentioned, so here we have a few new options compared to before. At the very bottom we have our battle messages, which you can set using the keywords caster and summon, along with any information you want between quotations. So the caster, as you might have guessed, is the name of the summoner, and the summon is the name of the summoned actor, and anything inside quotations shows up as it actually is written. So that's why I have spaces here between summons, so that spaces will actually show up. And you can set the summon, the manual dismiss, how many turns remain, at the end of the turn, turn remaining message, what happens, when upkeep is paid, and when upkeep can't be paid and so the summon is dismissed. Here we have the extra menu options, which, as I mentioned the summons menu before, there was a return option in that second menu, which takes you back to the main menu. It's not necessary since you can just press the X key, so if you don't want this you can just go to show and put false. And you can also enable or disable the option, or show or hide the option via a plugin command that is in the help file. And then we have the dismiss at 0 HP. I mentioned this earlier. If this is set to false, then no matter what, if a summon dies, they will stay active until they are dismissed by other means. So they will just be a corpse on the battlefield. They can be revived. If they have a turn limit, they will be automatically dismissed at the end of that. If they replaced your party, they will still dismiss at 0 HP regardless of this option. And then we have just a few animations here, like the replace dismiss animation, multiple dismiss animation, the multiple summon animation, and the options from the previous video. So that's all I have to show you. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, please like the video and subscribe to help support me in making more videos like this, the Let's Make a Game videos that you can check out on my channel, and more plugins, which I hope to be working on a lot more projects once this is done. This is a major undertaking and I'm having fun doing it, but it's just taking me a little bit of time, so thank you for bearing with me. Hey, you made it to the end! That's awesome! If you'd like to support me, please like the video below and subscribe to my channel. You can also support me on Patreon for some more RPG Maker plugin development and videos like the one you just saw. I'd also like to take this time to thank Usagi for my avatar, which you're viewing right now, and I will be linking her channel right here, so please give her a look. Anyway, until next time everybody, bye!